Today's story is the Koala Bear Twins. Down under, in the Never Never Land of Australia, there lived a mother koala bear, and she had a secret. None of the other koalas in the tree knew that she had a secret hidden away in her pocket until one day, two little heads peeped out. They looked just like teddy bears, except they were alive. All the bears in the tree gathered around. "Twins," said Father Koala proudly. The lady koalas were excited. They had never seen koala twins before. "May I hold one? I want to hold one. Let me," they were saying. "I can take care of both of my babies," said Mother Koala. She took one baby out of her pocket and held him in her arms. "This is Kip," she said. "That's a good name," said Father Koala. "What shall we name the other twin?" Mother Koala took the baby in her arms. "This is Tinka," she said. "How will we know which is which?" asked Father. "They look just alike." "Well," said Mother Koala, "Kip is a boy and Tinka is a girl." Then Mother Koala put the twins back in her pouch. They snuggled together safe and warm, though it was a little crowded and with two in one pouch. "Tinka," said Kip, "how did you like the world outside?" "It frightened me a little," said Tinka. "Not me," said Kip. "I'm going to find out more about it." And he climbed out of the pouch into his mother's arms. "Where are the other koalas?" asked Kip. "They have moved to another tree," said Mother. "This is our own tree house, just for our family. Now climb on back and hold on tight." And she took Kip for a piggyback ride all over the tree. Then she put him back in her pouch. "What did you find out?" asked Tinka. "I found out that we live in a tree," said Kip. "I had a piggyback ride all over our tree house." "I want to piggyback too," said Tinka. "We'll take turns," said Kip. "Now is your turn." So Tinka crawled out. She felt safe in her mother's arms. She looked out at the world with her little black shoe-button eyes. She saw a bird light on a branch, and she heard it laughing. "Ha ha ha, hoo hoo." "What's that?" asked Tinka. "It's a kookaburra bird," said Mother. "Why is he laughing at us?" "Oh, the kookaburra laughs and chuckles all the time," said Mother. "Now climb on my back and I'll take you for a ride." "I might fall off," said Tinka. "You know how to cling," said Mother Koala. "See, you're clinging now, so cling to my back. I need my arms for climbing." Then Tinka clung to her mother's back, and she rode all over the tree. Back in the pouch, Tinka told Kip what she found out about the laughing kookaburra. "I want to see him," said Kip, and he climbed out of the pouch to his mother's back just in time because the kookaburra flew away. "Will I learn to fly like that?" asked Kip. "No," said Mother, "you have no wings, but you will learn to cling and crawl and climb and leap from branch to branch." "And run?" asked Kip. "Yes," said Mother, "but you must remember, koala bears are acrobats in the tree, but clumsy on the ground. Never, never leave the tree. It would be dangerous for you on the ground, until you learn many things. Let's start right now. You know how to cling to my back. Now see if you can cling to this branch all by yourself." "That's easy," said Kip. But he didn't stay long. He saw a big, big animal standing on the ground looking up at him. "What's that?" he asked as soon as he was safe in his mother's arms. "That's a kangaroo," said Mother. "Kangaroos are fast on the ground. They can take long, high leaps, but a kangaroo wouldn't even know how to climb a tree." "Look," cried Kip, "she has a baby. He's riding in her pouch just as I do in yours." "Yes," said Mother, "but she has only one baby and I have two, one in my pouch and one in my arms. Now it's time for you to go back into the pouch." "Gee," said Kip, "just wait until I tell Tinka what I found out this time." And he hurried back into the pouch and said, "It's your turn. Hurry out before the kangaroo goes away." Tinka climbed out just in time to see the kangaroo leaping over the ground. She watched until the kangaroo was out of sight. Then Mother Koala carried Tinka to the top of the tree. She reached up and pulled down a small branch of tender leaves and tickled Tinka on the nose. "They smell good," said Tinka. "Taste them," said Mother. "They taste good," said Tinka. "Soon you'll stop drinking milk in my pouch," said Mother. "You'll eat leaves. You'll like leaves better." This time Tinka didn't crawl back into the pouch. She just peeped in and called, "Kip, come out, come out. I found out something wonderful." "What?" asked Kip, sticking his nose out. Tinka tickled his nose with a leaf. "You'll find out," she said. Kip crawled out fast and found out about eating leaves. "I am never going back into the pouch," he said. "I am not a baby anymore." "That's right," said Mother Koala, giving her twins a big hug. "Now you'll learn to feed yourselves, and soon you'll learn to climb by yourselves. But remember, you must never, never, never climb out of the tree." It wasn't long before the two little bears were climbing all over the tree. At first, Mother Koala followed them about. She taught them to leap from bough to bough by giving them a little push. Kip became very brave and mischievous. He crawled out on a thin branch where his mother couldn't follow him because she was too big. So she climbed a nearby branch and reached out and grabbed Kip and pulled him into her arms. She held him there and smacked him. Kip crawled up on her back and clung there, sobbing and squalling. "You must climb on strong, safe branches," said Mother. "The thin ones might break and you'd fall to the ground. Now remember that." Sometimes the koala bear twins played chase and catch through the branches of the tree, and they climbed to the top of the tree to eat the tender, juicy leaves. They were always hungry, and they grew bigger and bigger. Father Koala was very proud of his young twins, but he wasn't with them all the time. Sometimes he would leave the tree, but when he came back, the little bears were delighted. Kip showed his father how he could leap from branch to branch. Tinka curled up in her father's arms and asked questions. "Where do you go when you leave the tree?" "Will we ever go to another tree?" asked Tinka. "Yes," said Father. "When you're older and stronger and have eaten all the leaves in this tree. Then some night we'll move to a new tree. But you must never leave this tree until your mother takes you away. It's dangerous on the ground." One day, the two little bears were eating leaves at the top of the tree when Kip said, "Let's climb to the bottom of the tree and just look at the ground." They were about halfway down when Tinka said, "Look at that big bird sticking his head through the leaves." "We'll have to find out about that," said Kip. So he asked, "Are you a bird?" "Of course," said the bird. "I'm an emu." "Can you fly?" "Of course not. Emus can't fly." "Then you're not a bird," said Kip. "Of course I am," said the emu. "I'm the second largest bird in the world." "What a long neck you have," said Tinka. "I have long legs too," said the emu. "Do you have your feet on the ground?" "Of course," said the emu. "Please stay where you are," said Kip. "We want to climb down and find out if your feet are on the ground." The twins climbed down until they could see long legs. "You're a bird, all right," said Kip. "You have claws like a bird, and what long legs you have. Can you run very fast?" "Of course," said the emu. "I'll show you." And he ran so fast that he was soon out of sight. "What do you know about that?" said Kip. "We are finding out about things," said Tinka. "Let's climb lower and find out about the ground," said Kip. "Wait," cried Tinka. "Look at that beautiful creature. I wonder what it is." "I don't know," said Kip. "That's a lyrebird," said a kookaburra who was perched on a branch above their heads. "He can imitate anything. Listen." "Ha ha hoo hoo," laughed the kookaburra. "Ha ha hoo hoo," laughed the lyrebird. "Grrr," growled Kip. "Grrr," growled the lyrebird. "There are wonderful things in the world," said Tinka. Then Kip asked the kookaburra, "Do you ever go on the ground?" "I go wherever I please," said the kookaburra. And he flew down and landed on the ground. The two little bears climbed down the tree almost to the bottom. "Look," said Tinka, "there's a stream of water beside our tree, and there's another bird swimming in the water." "Ha ha ha, hoo hoo," laughed the kookaburra. "That's not a bird." "Then what is it?" asked Tinka. "It's a platypus," said the kookaburra, "the funniest animal in Australia. Ha ha ha." "You laugh at everything," said Kip. "What's so funny about the platypus? He can swim around, and I'll bet you can't." "Wait until he comes out of the water," said the kookaburra. "You'll see." But the platypus dived down to the bottom of the stream. "He's gone," called Kip. "He'll be back," said the kookaburra. "He's just eating. The platypus gets his food from the bottom of the stream. Isn't that funny?" "Here he comes," cried Tinka. "He's crawling out of the water." "He's not a bird. He has fur just like us." "And a long flat tail," said Kip. "And webbed feet like a duck," said the kookaburra. "See, he has claws too. He's digging a hole in the ground. He lives underground." "That's funny too, but he doesn't have wings, so he can't fly. But I can. Ha ha ha." And the kookaburra flew back into the tree. "How would you like to live underground?" said Kip. "I'd rather live in a tree," said Tinka. "It must be dark underground." "Let's just touch the ground," said Kip. "But Mother said we must never leave the tree." "We don't have to leave the tree," said Kip. "We can hang from a low branch and reach the ground." Kip crawled out on a long branch and held on. His feet didn't touch the ground. "Come on," he called to Tinka. So Tinka crawled out too. Now 2 little bears were heavier than one, so... the branch broke, and they both fell to the ground. Bump, bump. Tinka began to cry. The kookaburra began to laugh. "Quiet," whispered Kip. "Mother will hear us. Will hear you and see us. We're out of the tree." "So you are," laughed the kookaburra, "but you can climb back up the tree anytime you want to." "Not yet," said Kip. "Now that I'm on the ground, I want to run." "I do too," said Tinka. "I'm tired of just climbing. Let's run around the tree just once." "Better stay close to the tree," warned the kookaburra, and he flew away. The koala bear twins looked around. "I don't see anything dangerous on the ground," said Kip. "Let's run around the tree." "Mother might see us," said Tinka. They looked up in the tree. "Can you see Mother?" asked Kip. "Yes," said Tinka. "There she is, sitting between 2 forking branches." "She's sound asleep," said Kip. "Let's go." So the 2 little bears ran around the tree, around and around and around. High up in the tree, Mother Koala woke up suddenly. She heard the dingo dog barking. Dingoes are wild dogs, and they will eat koalas if they catch them. Mother Koala looked around to find her twins. Then she looked down. She saw her little ones running around the tree. She saw the dingo coming. The dingo," she shouted. "Climb, climb the tree." Kip and Tinka saw the big dog coming too. Squalling with terror, they climbed up in the tree. They were halfway up when their mother reached them. The dingo was howling at the foot of the tree. "Don't be afraid," said Mother. "You're safe now because dingoes can't climb the tree, which is lucky for you." "But this is not lucky for you," and she spanked Kip. "I told you never, never to leave the tree," said Mother Koala. Kip was wailing and howling. "We fell out of the tree," cried Kip. "Yes," sobbed Tinka. "We were both hanging from one branch and it broke." "I also told you to stay off the small branches," said Mother, and she spanked Tinka too. "We just wanted to find out what was on the ground." "Well, you found out," said Mother. Then Mother Koala hugged the 2 sobbing little bears because she was so glad that they were safe in her arms. And the koala bear twins went to sleep in their mother's arms because they had found out that it was the safest place of all.